Welcome to Technauts, a podcast by Envito, where we explore how innovation works in practice. In this episode, we talk about automation in food manufacturing, how to stay competitive and reduce waste. We'll show you how technology increases efficiency, cuts costs, and improves product quality. Let's get started. Rising energy costs, staff shortages, and pressure to shorten production cycles are just some of the challenges currently faced by food manufacturers. Consumers are becoming more aware and demanding, so they expect higher quality food products, and new regulations are tightening the criteria for sustainable production. In this context, every ton of raw material wasted or every rejected batch is both a burden on the environment and a tangible cost that hits the company's profitability. Traditional production models, whose critical stages depend on manual labor and non-integrated IT systems, are not up to the task. Also, when production decisions are made on incomplete data, any delay or error on the part of the manufacturer will result in serious financial and reputational losses. This is why more and more companies in the food industry see automation as a remedy for many problems. Instead of relying on manual data entry, companies are investing in technologies that increase predictability, help reduce waste, and run more flexibly. Already, 58% of companies worldwide have implemented solutions that automate a greater number of tasks. So, what exactly is production process automation? What does it involve, and why does it matter? Production automation is the replacement of repetitive or complex tasks that were previously performed by humans with technology. In food production, it includes both physical automation, e.g., the introduction of industrial robots that dispense ingredients, mix or package products, and digital process integration, which is provided by IT systems such as MS or SCADA. Equally important are digital systems that monitor production parameters, such as temperature and humidity, using real-time sensors, and vision systems that provide automatic quality control. These solutions are complemented by advanced production planning and scheduling software that streamlines the organization of the entire factory. As a result, automation ensures production repeatability, making it more efficient and resistant to human error, which allows the company to produce more in less time, reduce unit costs, and manage resources better. The introduction of process automation is also an important step towards Industry 4.0 and the smart factory. In such a production environment, machines communicate with each other, production data is analyzed continuously, and key decisions, e.g., online speed or recipe adjustments, are made automatically or with minimal human intervention. As the CRB report shows, 48% of all capital investments in the food industry are currently related to automation projects. Companies see it as a way to increase production capacity without a matching increase in operating costs. In addition, automation significantly improves production flexibility, which is extremely important for a company's competitiveness. Traditional plants have problems with quickly retooling lines or adapting production plans to changing orders. Modern, modular robots and IT systems solve these problems, enabling rapid production changes. All this translates directly into maintaining the company's competitiveness and reducing waste of resources and products. So, how exactly does automation help the food industry stay competitive and cut waste? Let's take a look. Competitiveness in the food industry boils down to offering customers better products than other manufacturers and delivering them faster and cheaper. The automation of production processes directly strengthens each of these areas, becoming a key factor in market advantage. Here's what's behind it. First, automation increases line efficiency and throughput. Industrial robots can work faster and without breaks, which translates into shorter production cycles. A perfect example of the benefits of automation is the story of a British cheese manufacturer, as described by the Robotics Tomorrow. By implementing a robotic ultrasonic cutting system, the company reduced the time needed for weekly cheese production from 4 or 5 days to just 2 days. This change allowed for faster order fulfillment and better utilization of production and capacity. Lower unit production costs are another advantage of automation. Although the initial investment may be significant, in the long run, it brings considerable savings. This is achieved by reducing labor costs per unit of product, reducing raw material losses, and improving energy efficiency. Predictive maintenance cuts, troubleshooting time, and unplanned downtime. In addition, automation enables mass production with the ability to easily create different product variants, which reduces line changeover costs. Then there's the impact on quality and compliance. Automated systems not only reduce human error, but also the negative impact of other variables on production. Fluctuations in process parameters, equipment malfunctions, or lack of continuous quality control. Production lines equipped with vision systems and sensors eliminate defective products at the production stage. For example, they detect underfilled packaging, incorrect color, or shape. As a result, the customer receives goods that comply with the specifications, which strengthens the brand's reputation and reduces the risk of complaints and returns. Another factor contributing to improved quality and compliance is the repeatability of operations, which ensures better control over recipes and portioning. High-precision ingredient dosing machines guarantee that each portion, e.g., of a frozen ready meal, has exactly the same composition and weight. This eliminates the need for manual top-ups and thus reduces costly surpluses. In practice, this means not only consistent quality, but also tangible savings. Automation also makes it easier to react to changes in demand and trends. Automation allows companies to respond much faster to changing demand and market trends, without increasing the number of shifts or hiring additional teams. Advanced production control platforms, integrated with ordering systems, enable almost immediate scalability. If a large customer places a sudden order, an automated line can extend operating hours to 24/7 and increase volume without compromising product quality or incurring a spike in operating costs. Traditional plants can't match this flexibility. Some primary processing steps are already moving towards a dark factory model, production with virtually no human involvement. Although this is not yet standard in the food industry, this development shows how automation makes production independent of staffing constraints and allows continuity of operations even in difficult conditions. And finally, automation gives companies better use of data and more room for continuous improvement. Automation opens up access to production data that was previously often scattered or unavailable in real time. Information on machine performance, cycle times, raw material, or energy consumption allows bottlenecks to be quickly identified and decisions to be made based on facts rather than intuition. An example? If data shows that changeovers on one of their lines are taking too long and limiting its efficiency to 80% of its potential, you can make an informed investment to improve the process. Automation gives companies the ability to continuously improve their daily operations. Organizations at an advanced level of digital maturity achieve higher margins and better financial results precisely because of their efficient use of data and faster implementation of improvements. Automation is a key catalyst for growth today. It allows companies to produce faster without compromising quality, reduce operating costs, and better leverage the potential of their teams. According to a food engineering survey, Nearly half of food companies plan to increase their automation spending in 2023 because sticking with traditional production methods was causing significant problems in maintaining competitiveness. Building a competitive edge in food production is just as important as cutting inefficiencies. These come in many forms, from raw material losses like scraps or defective batches, to energy and time lost during downtime, and even overproduction that can't be sold. And in a world of rising food prices and growing pressure to meet sustainability goals, cutting waste isn't just the right thing to do. It's a smart business move. Automation turns out to be one of the most effective tools here. So, how exactly does it help? Let's go through a few key areas where technology reduces waste. It starts with better planning and producing only what's really needed. Many plants still create just in case inventories. A batch destined for the warehouse waits for a surge in demand. Unfortunately, such overproduction often leads to surpluses and losses, especially when it comes to food with a short shelf life. Advanced planning and scheduling systems allow production to be synchronized with actual demand and inventory to be managed more effectively. The example of our customer, a producer of ultra-fresh food, illustrates how such a system works. After implementing a production planning tool, they can create accurate order schedules and purchase raw materials a week in advance. The result? Fewer inaccurate forecasts, better matching of semi-finished products, and less fresh surplus that needs to be disposed of. Thanks to our system, the team avoided unnecessary orders of as much as 2 tons of fresh spinach. It is worth noting that the implementation of such a tool took only a few months, which shows how quickly a critical area of production planning can be digitized. Next comes precision, dosing, and measuring with much higher accuracy. Automated cutting, portioning, and dosing lines operate with a level of accuracy that is difficult to expect from humans, regardless of fatigue or working conditions. The use of ingredient dosing systems, like liquids, powders, recipe ingredients, eliminates spillage, transfer losses, and guesswork. This means that the maximum possible number of products is made from a given amount of raw material, and each portion has exactly the same weight and composition. Even minimal savings on a single unit, multiplied by millions of units per year, result in real financial benefits. Fewer mistakes also means less waste. Automation not only speeds up the detection of defects, but also prevents them. Process control systems monitor, among other things, temperature, processing time, and recipe composition, and react automatically when deviations occur. In practice, this means that errors such as overpasteurization or mistakes in composition no longer result in the entire batch having to be discarded. Production runs according to a programmed pattern, and every change is monitored in real time. Studies show that precise digital control of the process can reduce waste by up to 20 to 30%. And then there's real-time monitoring, seeing what's going wrong as it happens. Modern production lines are increasingly equipped with sensors and scales that measure the amount of waste in real time, like how many vegetables were rejected during sorting, how much weight was lost during processing. This data allows operators to quickly detect unusual levels of loss and immediately implement corrections, such as checking machine settings, changing calibration, or improving raw material quality. According to a study indexed in PubMed, similar systems in the HoReCa industry have reduced food waste by as much as 23 to 51%, and the cost of waste per meal has fallen by 39%. Although the study focused on the HoReCa sector, a similar approach can be applied in manufacturing plants. All you need to do is measure what has been overlooked so far. For example, monitor losses at various stages of the process and share information with operators and managers. Keeping things clean and safe matters too. without wasting whole batches. Detecting contamination in a batch of finished products can spell financial disaster, not to mention the risk to your image and potential legal consequences. Advanced technological solutions create a multi-layered protective shield against such scenarios. Fully automated cleaning systems guarantee proper disinfection of production lines, which is carried out in accordance with strict hygiene rules. Water temperature and pressure are monitored in real time in accordance with HACCP principles. Automatic detection systems, like metal detectors, X-ray scanners that detect foreign objects, operating on the line prevent situations where entire pallets of products have to be withdrawn due to the presence of a single piece of plastic debris. For example, such contamination is detected immediately and only the product in question is rejected. This reduces waste to the minimum necessary for safety reasons. And of course, all of this ties back to sustainability and real financial results. One of the first steps towards sustainable development is to invest in technologies that support lean manufacturing, for example, the elimination of waste. Digital systems and robots can operate according to the principles of just in time and just in sequence, delivering exactly what is needed, when it is needed, the basis of lean production. Less waste means a smaller environmental footprint. Reducing the amount of products thrown away saves water, energy, and resources that would otherwise be wasted. And this is just as important today as financial results. For these reasons, more and more companies are treating automation not only as a way to increase production capacity, but also as a real tool for achieving net zero goals. According to a report by Make UK, as many as 68% of manufacturing companies are already investing in technologies that support sustainable production, with another 22% planning to do so in the coming year. And now, AI is taking this a step further. Artificial intelligence is increasingly supporting food production where data and speed of response are crucial. For example, it can analyze historical orders and forecast demand more accurately, which reduces overproduction. AI solutions used in bakeries help determine the demand for bread in specific locations, which significantly reduces the amount of unsold goods. Machine learning algorithms used in quality control recognize subtle defects before humans are able to detect them. At the maintenance level, AI can predict failures in advance and prevent losses resulting from downtime. Research shows that the solutions described above can reduce waste by tens of percent, both in processing and in the case of finished products. As we've seen, automation works best where speed, consistency, and error reduction matter most. It helps factories make better use of resources and avoid costly losses, from unsold products to unnecessary downtime. But to really feel the impact, it's not about automating everything at once. What matters is choosing the right processes, the ones that actually pay off. We're talking about real efficiency gains and fast cost savings. There are three types of processes that tend to deliver the quickest wins. First, simple, repetitive, and labor-intensive tasks. Think of things like palletizing or packaging, jobs that don't require complex decision-making but take up a lot of time and manpower. Automating these frees up people for more valuable work and reduces labor costs right away. Second, processes where the cost of error is high. For example, dosing expensive ingredients or labeling products that contain allergens. In these cases, automation doesn't just make things faster, it helps avoid costly mistakes and product recalls. And third, processes that are currently bottlenecks. Tasks where speed is limited by human capacity, like manual sorting. Replacing those with automated systems, such as optical sorters, can drastically increase throughput without sacrificing accuracy. Now, let's look at 5 specific areas where automation is already making a measurable difference in the food industry. One area is real-time monitoring of production. IoT sensors, cameras, and data collection software allow you to track key production parameters in real time. Production managers can respond immediately to irregularities because current indicators are available at all times in the monitoring system. Another important area is system integration. Connecting machines to ERP or MES systems eliminates information silos. Production data flows smoothly into management systems, ensuring consistency of information throughout the plant and reducing the risk of errors. Automation also strengthens planning and analysis. Modern planning systems optimize production, taking into account the availability of raw materials, production capacity, and changes in demand. Historical data analysis allows trends to be identified and processes to be continuously improved. Food safety is another field where automation makes a clear difference. Automatic monitoring of food safety parameters eliminates labor-intensive manual record keeping. Sensors collect data continuously, generate alarms, and create the required reports without human intervention. Finally, there's internal logistics. Intelligent material flow and work schedule management increases efficiency. Modern software plans the order sequence, minimizing downtime, and automated internal transport delivers components on time. By focusing on the processes that deliver the fastest results, automation can deliver real benefits early on in the implementation phase. This is, of course, just a brief overview. We'll come back to each of these areas and to the broader topic of how to approach automation in more depth in an upcoming episode we're working on. The food industry will always need efficiency and minimization of losses. These are inherent characteristics of a business with low margins and a sensitive product. Automation is a tool that responds to these needs like no other. That is why its implementation should be high on the strategic agenda of every food manufacturer. As examples from industry leaders show, the reward is not only improved financial results, but also an advantage that will be difficult for others to achieve quickly. If you're thinking about where to begin with automation or how to improve what's already in place, start small. Look at the areas where you're losing the most time, resources, or money. That's usually the best place to begin. If you want to dig deeper or need help figuring out what would work in your setup, feel free to get in touch. We can help you analyze your processes and suggest solutions that fit. You'll find the link in the episode description. That's all for today. Thanks for listening, and talk to you soon.